What's happening, Internet fam? It has been a wild couple of days. I figured I would just post a really quick update. I am at the Apple headquarters right now in Cupertino, California. I'm actually on like a satellite building. I've had so many meetings with so many high-level tech entrepreneurs and large-scale tech organizations. It's just been incredible. The Blockchain Expo was absolutely incredible. There were so many eye-opening possibilities and technologies that I was able to discover here. It was absolutely wild. Here's my badge showing what I've been up to. And yeah, it's been absolutely crazy. Yeah, now I'm at the Apple headquarters. I just ended up here. Some of you know I talk trash on Apple products all the time. So, but here I am at the Apple headquarters. So, yeah, I'm on very little sleep, and the Blockchain Expo party was like absolutely off the chain. So I had almost no sleep the night before, and then last night was just a wild party, partying with people from all over the world. It's like people from Russia and China and Taiwan and Gibraltar and Malta and Singapore and Eritrea, which is, I guess, a small country that's just north of Ethiopia. Belgium, lots of people in Belgium, Israel, Germany, Ukraine, Belarus. I mean, just literally, I think that I met 200 people from 200 different countries in the last 2 days. I mean, it's been wild. And half of them are, you know, some kind of super genius. Oh, Poland. I can't believe there's a bunch of Polish people. A bunch of them are super genius, you know, tech entrepreneurs. Just the potential, the human potential that we have right now, just in that little window of people who came to this expo is absolutely monstrous. Oh, Mexico, a very impressive team from Mexico with a very impressive product called Ulala, where just anybody can turn themselves into an ATM. Crazy. I'll be posting more about all of this. I'm going to be still posting a big comprehensive video that talks about everything, hopefully this weekend. It turns out I'm going to be playing the Moto Deli tomorrow in Encinitas, so I'm going to have to race back tonight and try to catch some sleep before doing the Moto Deli. Every part of me is sore. Every single, like, my chest muscles are like incredibly sore, which is weird because I haven't done anything with my chest muscles at all in like at least 3 or 4 days now. But I'm just on so little sleep, and I've had so many meetings, and I've been talking to so many people and drinking so much coffee and beer and amazing food. And it has just been a wild ride. And I can't wait to finish the compilation video. The Vitae live stream I posted earlier today was a very impressive speech that Michael gave. I thought he did a fantastic job. I've been in front of audiences and had to do public speaking quite a bit over the years, and I thought he did a very good job. In fact, I ended up doing some public speaking yesterday at one of the meetings in front of a big crowd, maybe 200 people there, about Ohmcoin and other philanthropy-based cryptocurrencies. And I did a terrible job because I was on like 3 hours of sleep, and there was a lot of and trying to explain and also trying to infer, because some of a lot of this blockchain space, a lot of it's political. There's things that we're working on, things that we're doing that have a political nature. We're enabling freedom from oppressive governments. We're enabling freedom from oppressive corporations. We're enabling freedom from oppressive societal structures, you know, and we're breaking down walls that are new and crazy. I mean, there's in a chat room I was in the other day, there was a very wealthy woman from the Philippines, which is a very poor country, but she's done very well in blockchain, and so she's very wealthy. And she was in one of these chat rooms, and there was a very poor guy from America, which is arguably one of the richest countries in the world, but he's a very poor guy from America. And he said, "Hey, you know, can you let me in on this earning opportunity?" And she actually gave up part of her earning opportunity for the poor guy. So there's a wealthy person from the Philippines giving up an earning opportunity to a poor guy from the United States. And, there's just, and that's just one small example. And I wish I could think of all of them, because there's been 100 examples like that. Companies from Mexico, doing, amazing things that are going to enable people to do things in China that have never been able to be done anywhere, much less in, underneath a authoritarian, regime, which I feel like the Chinese regime is fairly authoritarian. Not that I have room to talk as an American, of course. I feel like our government is very authoritarian at this point. It's the potential that we have right now with this blockchain technology, the potential that we have with, the continuing decrease in the price of computing power and AI and quantum computing. I mean, this wasn't just a blockchain expo. There's all kinds of things going on here. There's Internet of Things. There's big data. There's AI. There's quantum computing. I mean, I went some of the booths that I've been to. My video is going to be mostly focused on the blockchain, but some of the booths that I went to had nothing to do with blockchain, nothing to do with Internet of Things. They were, literally manufacturing and new ways of using RFID chips to automate, spreadsheet processes, and just the way that humanity is headed right now with technology is absolutely incredible. We have so much potential right now. And, the world can be a pretty bleak place. I mean, my government, uses robots to murder children in tents. And as an American taxpayer, we're paying for that. And, the situation in Yemen is just absolutely atrocious. We've 2 different school buses full of kids have been blown up now with munitions that were American made. There's a lot of really dark stuff. I mean, nobody likes Trump, and the alternative was Hillary, possibly the worst candidate of all times. There's corporations are running everything now. There's a Starbucks on every corner. It's all GMO glyphosate garbage. It's all high fructose corn syrup garbage, making us fat and diabetic and weak. And McDonald's, Carl's Jr., KFC, Del Taco, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Jack in the Box. I mean, these are all poisonous, giant, huge corporations that are literally murdering people with toxic food. And the Federal Reserve is just, absolutely robbing everybody blind every day by printing more money continuously. And, despite all the bleak reality of where we are right now, there's so much potential for change. There's so much potential for disruption in a positive way. There's potential for disruption in a negative way as well, too. It's real. The weird social score thing that China's doing, the fact that governments are starting to use blockchain for surveillance and there's some scary negative stuff as well, but the positive potential is huge. And when I see these teams like Vitae and Ohmcoin, and there's so many of the people there were talking about philanthropy and trying to, if you send money to the Red Cross to help the people after a devastating earthquake in Haiti, the likelihood is they're going to get less than 20% of that money that you sent them. And so many people are working to crack that. I mean, that's what the whole point of Ohmcoin even is to put that on the blockchain and make it more efficient and also make it uncensorable. We talked about it in a panel discussion yesterday, with a very educated, interesting woman named, Emily, who was, she lives in Belgium, but she was from Switzerland, and she was a black lady, and she was just highly intelligent, very interesting. I had a great conversation with her afterwards at the Mixer. And during the panel discussion, I mean, WikiLeaks has been censored by PayPal. Other groups have been censored and shut down by PayPal and these centralized services and these banks, and the International Monetary Fund is continuing to rape and destroy every third world country, take their resources and, funnel it to the top 1% of the economic elite. But we have the potential right now to disrupt all of that and to change it all, to really democratize, decentralize, and honestly form new types of government that have never existed before, new types of governance. And we're there. It's like you can taste it. The potential is there. We could do this, and it's so exciting. And And I'm so optimistic. I mean, there's a lot of really dark stuff going on globally, and it's very upsetting, but I'm so optimistic that very shortly we're going to be making huge strides that are going to change society for the better, that are going to change the United States for the better, that are going to change, our world for the better, for humans and for the rest of the animals in the biosphere and plants as well. I mean, right now we're just making plastic and filling our oceans and bodies and everything with plastic, hormone disrupting, toxic poison mass produced by slaves and like the worst working conditions in history. And the times they are changing. These things are going to go away. The decentralized manufacturing, 3D printing, the 3D printing houses now. People are starting to develop a lot of things with aircrete. So we're going to have a building material that's, way more efficient, way more inexpensive, way better insulation value. So we're going to be using a lot less energy for heating and cooling. And I mean, we're going to have AI controlling, organic heirloom micro farms that everybody can own a part of. That's not run by some giant corporation. We have so much potential right now. I'm so excited. And after meeting some of these people at this expo, who are so incredibly intelligent. They're so far ahead of the curve. I have all their business cards. I'm going to go through and do my homework and contact all of them. I want to be kept abreast of everything that they're doing. I met a really intelligent guy named Dan yesterday. I don't remember his last name. I don't remember what company he works for, but I've got his business card. I'm going to definitely be posting it to him. Talking to Shane over at the BlockNet table, what BlockNet is enabling with, atomic swaps between any cryptocurrency, including cryptocurrencies that aren't even on their platform. They can atomic swap with cryptocurrencies that aren't even on their platform. They have nothing to do with their API. It's insane. It's insane. The new stablecoin BUSD, it's huge potential there. Huge potential for switching into fiat and kind of migrating us away from these government controlled currencies and taxation and theft based currencies into, something that's more decentralized and blockchain and where we, the people, can actually earn and make money, whether it's masternode or staking or all these different ways. The potential is here to radically improve our world. And I'm so excited. And after meeting these incredibly intelligent people all different walks of life, all different levels of, technological expertise. I mean, some of these guys are blockchain developers. Some of these guys, and gals were salesmen. Some of them are, working in philanthropy, media, social media, news organizations. Just an absolutely fundamentally amazing experience being here and getting to talk to all of them and meet all of them. And realizing that if we, all of us, with all these different teams, whether it's Bate, Social Send, Ohmcoin, BUSD, BlockNet, all these different, if we can combine all of these huge potential with that company that I met today, and they're from Mexico, from Mexico City, but now they've got an office here in Ontario in SoCal, right near Riverside, my old time. I used to wait at TGI Fridays in Ontario. What up? IE. That was nerdy. It's, if we can converge all of these technologies and put them together in a way that makes them seamless, easy to use, and leads to, fundamentally freeing all of us from the corporations and the giant fascist governments and the even scarier fascist, global government models like the EU and, the North American Union and all these other, the UN, these other kind of like hyper conglomerate fascist state things, the International Monetary Fund, all these kind of things. If we can decentralize everything, bring it back down to the local, not just the community, but like the personal. Like, it's not even some of these technologies are going to enable individuals on an individual level to compete with, huge giant banking corporations. A single individual with a smartphone in Mexico City or Tijuana is going to be able to compete with Wells Fargo. I mean, that's where we're headed. Oh, Alt Lending. I got to give a shout out to Alt Lending. They're like a platform that's similar to Salt in some ways, but, they don't have their own token. There's no ICO. But they are doing blockchain based, lending and he told me a bunch of different advantages of his platform over some of the competition, such as Salt, which is the only one I really researched and been familiar with before. Alt lending, huge potential to get, the finance industry out of these giant corporations and into individuals funding other individuals on a personal, small family, city, local, county level. It's just, we are on the cusp of radical revolution for freedom, liberty, and wealth, to redistribute the wealth in such a way that, it's not fascist. It's not socialist. It's extreme capitalism with no corporatism. We're going to take all the power away from these giant, huge, hegemonic corporations and give it back to individuals, give it back to children. A kid with a smartphone could literally compete with Goldman Sachs. That's where we're headed. And it is so exciting. And meeting the people making this, everybody's working on, these small individual parts. But if we put all this together and really converge in a way that, can bind all these moving parts together, it's going to be a beautiful, amazing world. And I'm so excited for the world that my kids are going to get to grow up in. And, I'm going to start crying. That's how excited I am. I mean, it's an amazing, and I've had very little sleep for 3 or 4 days, but this is an amazing time to be alive. And, the potential for growth of our species and for the growth of, the entire global, ecosystem of all living things, to get out from, the fossil fuel industry, the plastic industry, the uranium nuclear industry, and to move into more sustainable things, thorium reactors, solar power, personal electrical storage, decentralized peer-to-peer mesh network, everything. It's coming. We're at the beginning stages of it, and it's coming, and it's so exciting. And I'm so thankful that I get to be here and to see it unfold, and to know that my grandkids are potentially going to live in a way better world than I live in is, it's just an amazing time to be alive. So, all right, I've got to get back to the convention. I've got to leave Apple headquarters. I got to, at some point, find something to eat. I haven't eaten. The eating schedule is crazy. I'm so tired. I've been talking with, hundreds of people, meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. And I found my place. My place is, I need to help these teams converge and unify in a way that can help us all grow in the space and develop something that becomes really, really effective for everybody. And I'm here doing it. And it's exciting. It's like putting on a shoe that was custom made for your foot, which we're going to have because of 3D printing. And it's not going to be made by some slave in some prison in, the worst authoritarian regime in all of human history either. It's going to be 3D printed in your living room. You're going to have it. And it's just so exciting. And I'm saying that in the Apple parking lot. I'm in the Apple corporate headquarters parking lot right now in Cupertino, California. And knowing that these scrappy upstart kids at this expo are going to kill Apple and Google and Amazon and Facebook. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. And, what an amazing time to be alive. All right, Internet fam. Have a great day.